minute. T minus 50 seconds. T minus 40 seconds. T minus 30 seconds. T minus 20 seconds. Ten, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0.
Hi, everybody. It is so great to be with you. Welcome to another week with Jackie Denise, Breaking Bondage of Being Broke. I am super excited on tonight. You are in for an especially wonderful treat on tonight. I got a special giveaway. You've got to stay with me all the way through to the end because it'll be announced at the end. Yeah, so you got to hang in there. If you are watching this on replay, the giveaway doesn't apply to you, but don't worry, don't worry, don't worry. I am working on something just for you. Okay. So I haven't forgotten you. It's just for my live viewers on tonight. And also, thank you so much. Thank you so much. I went back and reviewed the comments for all of my viewers who caught it on replay. Thank you for going back and leaving the comments. I do check those. So yeah, always remember if you missed the live that you can go back and catch the replay, and you can always forward it to family and friends who you know will benefit from it. Okay, so let's dive in. First of all, are you guys excited? I am like super duper pumped up. This is the first day of the week. It has been an absolutely amazing week so far for me. Drop me and let me click over here so I can. What I'll do is I'll kind of glance back and forth and catch your comments live and in real time. I'll do my best to try and keep up with those. But for right now, give me a thumbs up, thumbs up, thumbs up, thumbs up, thumbs up if you had a spectacular first day of the week today, Sunday. Okay. Go ahead, tell me all about it. I want to hear how your day was, but just thumbs up me and let me know. And I can hear all the vibes. I can feel your energy. I can feel what you're throwing out. Go ahead. Um, it is an awesome day. And I want to get into this series. Tonight is going to be loaded. Are you ready? I need you to get something to write with and something to write on. You will get the formula that will change your life. Say it with me. I guarantee change my life. Say it. I'm telling you, it will do that. Now, as you know, we're studying The Richest Man of Babylon, and it's an awesome book by George Clayson. And tonight we're on chapter 2 and part 2 of our 4-part series. So without further ado, let's dive right in with a recap from last week. We learned something very important that I want to review with us. We learned the 3 laws to handle wealth. Got it? The 3 laws to handle wealth. Who can tell me what those 3 laws are, or at least one of them, or if you recall anything from last week regarding the 3 laws to handle wealth? I'll give you a hint. It was actually the title of last week's live. Any takers? Anybody out there? Are you thinking? Give me a thinking emoji if you're thinking about it. Even if you're watching this on replay, I can see that you dropped the comments right where I'm asking. So keep up with me. Do you know? All right, I'm going to tell you because you have seemed to have forgotten. The three laws to handle wealth is to acquire money, keep money, and then learn how to use the money. Those are the three laws you must master in order to be able to handle wealth. I told you it was in the title from last week. You thought I was just messing with you. Okay, and one final thing. I gave you the answer too quick. Hang on. I'm gonna put up the question first, and then I'll put up the answer. If you were quick, you just saw me put up the answer. I want to know what we learned last week that you are supposed to carry with you going forward forever. Just going forward is forever. But what is the one thing that we learned that was vitally important and a huge step and is part of the formula that you are going to learn tonight? What did you learn last week about? I'll give you a hint. A part of it, a part of your money, a part of your money, a part of your money. Do you remember? We learned that a part of all I earn is mine to keep. We discussed at great length how we get paid, or even before we get paid, we'll pay the entire check out or owe the entire check out, leaving ourselves with nothing. And it was even taught before, and the Bible does teach us also, oh, no man except but to love that man. But what we're discussing is a formula that is going to absolutely be life-changing. Now, we encourage paying your debt. We don't want you to owe anybody. And I'm going to teach you the formula tonight so that you can live debt-free. Can you say that with me? Just say it with me. Just say it. Because if you say it, you can hear yourself speak it. And if you speak it long enough, then your brain will constantly think it. And when you think it long enough, you'll believe it. You'll say it. Then I want you to write it down so you can see it. Now you're thinking it, you believing it, you seeing it, and you're seeing it, and you're thinking it, and you believing it, and you see it, and you're thinking, and you believe it all over and over and over. And what are you doing? You're working on your mindset. We're going to change our mindset as it relates to wealth. We are going to, and say this with me. You have to make this statement with me. You have to say this. I am in control of my finances. Say it. I am in control of my finances. That's it. I am not a slave to debt. I am free from the bondage of a poor mindset. I am hereby released. Okay? And you have to know that. You have to believe that. And I'm giving you the tools. I'm providing you with exactly what you need to get you there. So last week we heard an awesome story. I'm not going to recap it, but I want you to go back and watch the replay if you missed it. It was tremendous. Oh my gosh. It was just so loaded and yet so simple. So you got to go back. Check out the replay, part 1, Breaking Bondage of Being Broke, and then jump back on over and watch this one. So in part 2 today, what we're going to do is outline, let me get that out of your way for you. We're going to outline the formula, the formula that you need. So because you're listening to me, and you're like, Jackie Denise, you haven't told me, you haven't started. Let's dive in. Okay, tonight, we're looking at Out of the Ruins of Babylon. Got it? Out of the Ruins of Babylon. I say Babylon. Okay, a little tongue-tied there. Babylon. Now, this chapter opens with a foreword that describes clay tablets. Okay? Oh, Coriana, I just noticed your note. Sorry about that. I got it. There's a slight delay when you post and then when I see it sometimes. So let's allow some time for that. There we go. Okay. Out of the Ruins of Babylon. And it opens with a foreword that describes clay tablets. Can somebody just drop, in modern day, what would be the equivalent of clay tablets? The Babylonians wrote and would scribe upon clay tablets, and we're talking 5,000 years ago. 5,000 years ago. So today, that would be the equivalent of what? What are clay tablets, or what would it be today? I see you writing. I see somebody writing. Paper. That's it. Thank you. Smart genius. So it is so mind blowing. There was an archaeologist and they were digging through the ancient ruins of Babylon. Now, again, this is 5,000-year-old ruins, and this is amazing. In the ruins, they found 5 pretty much well preserved clay tablets. And this professor, an archaeologist who was combing through the ruins, sent them back to a university, to a friend of his in Mesopotamia, and he had the professor review and study these clay tablets. And what the professor found was the formula that I am going to share with you right now. Now, typically you would think, oh, in the ruins, you're going to find some beautiful love story. You're going to find some awesome adventure, something like that. But instead, what was written on these 5,000-year-old tablets was a personal story of a guy who had a problem. And what was this guy's problem? What did he have a problem with? Anybody recall? This is interactive. Yeah, so you're gonna talk back to me. I need you talking back to me. Yes. Does anybody recall what? And I'll give you his name. And it's pronounced Dabasir. So Dabasir wrote out on these clay tablets his personal problem in great detail. And each tablet that we're going to review on tonight gave you a different piece of the puzzle, a different problem that he it's one problem that he had, in a different detail to the problem was written on each of the tablets. So I see somebody writing, and awesome. His problem was with money. Go figure, right? Breaking bondage of being broke. He had an issue with money. He was in debt. He was in so much debt that he was married, and he had to send his wife back home to live with her father, as was custom during those times when you could no longer provide for your wife. It was a very shameful and humiliating thing, but he had to send his wife back home to live with her father, and he had to sell himself into slavery. And that was what was done in the Babylonian days if you could not pay your debt. So here's Dabasir's story that was preserved just for me and you. Because if you're on this live, it's not by chance. If you're watching a replay, it's not by accident. You should be listening to this. It has been ordained that you should be here in this space, in this moment, in this time, listening to how to change your situation. Okay? So stay with me. You're in the right place. Yes, I'm talking exactly to you. Exactly to you. You are in the 100% in the right place. All right. So let's look at the story. So I gave you the backdrop. Dabasir, you know what we said, and the professor who's reading this, and he's like, oh my gosh, this is the most amazing story I've ever read in my life. And he makes it through all of the tablets, and he writes back to his friend and says to his friend, this was an unexpected, beautiful, sweet surprise. I cannot believe this was preserved all of these years. He says, this formula is right on time for me and for my wife. And he goes on to say that I'm going to apply, my wife and I will apply the same formula in our lives, because as luck will have it, timing and all of that good stuff, he says we're in debt up to our eyeballs and we didn't know what to do. And this is a professor. He says this just saved our lives. So let's dive into tablet 1. I am excited. I'm super excited. You guys get your pencils ready. Tablet 1. Dabasir opens, and I need to read this part. He says, now when the moon becomes full, and then we have a full moon once a month, guys. Okay, so whenever he says when the new moon comes or when the moon becomes full, he's saying about 29 to 30 days, about a month. Okay, now when the moon becomes full, I, Dabasir, who am but recently returned from slavery in Syria, with the determination to pay my many just debts and become a man of means worthy of respect in my native city of Babylon. So again, it was an embarrassment. It was shameful. He couldn't hold his head up, his shoulders back. He was embarrassed. He had to send his wife home, and he sold himself. He really wanted to pay off his debt, but he had no other options. But he was a worker. That's important. You're going to need to start with something. So whatever resource you have, whatever income you have, whatever monies that you have coming in from anywhere, this formula will work if you apply it to the funds that you have. Okay, so here it is. He bumps into his good friend, and his good friend is a gold lender, so he's wealthy. And his friend shares with him the formula that I'm about to reveal to you. And I'm just excited to do so. His friend tells him, this is a plan. And with this plan, if you follow it exactly, it will lead you to be an honorable man out of debt into means and self-respect. Honorable, out of debt, into means, and into self-respect. Whew, that was a lot right there. He said, this plan will provide for your financial prosperity. I don't know about you, but I've read this several times over and over and over and over. And it's still like, oh my gosh, why didn't anybody tell me this sooner? Now, part one, which is written on tablet one, is the beginning of the plan. And it's the same piece that we learned last week. What was the golden nugget that I just told you? A part of what? Absolutely. A part of yours, a part of all you earn is yours to keep. So the specific formula says 1/10. So for every $1, 10 cents of that $1 is yours to keep. Now you may say, oh, just a dime? Well, right now you're paying it all out, or you owe it all out, or you're in a negative already. So that $1 hits your account and you broke. You need money just to be broke, because it's going to eat it up. So start small with a minimum of 1/10. Now, when you do that, eventually that 1/10 will become 2/10, and that 2/10 will become 3/10. So now you have 30 cents, and eventually that's going to add up and add up and add up. So we go on to learn that is what is written on tablet one. 1/10 of all I earn shall be set aside as my own to keep. And his friend advised him, do this, my friend, and you will soon see how your wallet, how your purse starts to accumulate wealth. This is so exciting. This is great news, guys. I know it sounds simple, but how many of us are going to actually do it? And how many of us have already tried it our own way, and we've done other things, and it's just not working out? Trust me, this is proven. It has stood the test of time. It is effective, and it works. 1/10. That means 10 cents of every dollar. That means $10 of every 100 is yours to keep. If it's 1,000, you pocket 100. Keep up with me. That's one part of the formula. We're going to look at the 3 parts to the formula. That is one part. So that's what's written. And he says, secondly, the plan provides that you will support and clothe your wife who has returned home to be with you from her loyal house of her father. So again, we're reading this from the man who was in debt. Let me pronounce that correctly. Dabasar. He's writing this out on these clay tablets, which we are reading. And I'm on page 38. If you have the book and you're following along with me, he says, second, the plan does provide that I shall support and clothe my good wife who hath returned to me with loyalty from the house of her father. That's a good woman. She went back to him broke because he had a plan. And he convinced her and proved to her that he has a working plan that will make him worthy, a good man with means, and have self-respect and be out of debt. So sister girl left daddy's house and said, I'm going back home with my husband. This is some good ladies. You need to find your daddy. Say, listen. Therefore, next step, guys, to take care of that good wife who came back home, 7/10, this is part 2 of the formula, 7/10 of all you earn shall be used to provide a home, clothes to wear, food to eat, extra to spend, and anything that you want to do for pleasure and enjoyment is just planned. Again, we are determined to stick to a plan. It is planned within 70% of your income. 7/10, that means 70 cents of that $1 is going toward your basic needs, your expenses. That's not any extravagant lifestyles. That does not include going, because we're attacking debt. So we're not adding onto the debt. We're not going out buying the clothes that we don't need, the shoes that we don't need. We're not doing any of that. We're sticking to the formula. Part 1, keep 1/10 for yourself. Part 2, and that's your savings, by the way. Let me make that plain. You put it in a savings account until you figure out what you're going to invest in, until you have enough to invest in something. Now you just set that aside and let it grow and grow and grow and grow, and you do not touch it or think about it. The second step is part 2, 7/10, which means 70 cents out of $1. That means $70 out of where was I? 7. Wait, I said one. Wait a minute. Let me do the math. This is great. So that means 70 cents out of $1. Okay, that means $7 out of $100. You still with me? All right. So it's just simple math, guys. He says 70 cents, 7/10 is what you'll live off of with no frivolous spending, just your basic needs being met. Okay. And planning out pleasurable moments in between. You want to have something in there for your enjoyment. Okay. And then on tablet number 2, which was this is my favorite one, 2/10 of all you earn will be applied to any debt that you own. Okay. Any debt that you have. So the formula, 3 parts all over again. 1/10 is yours. Put it in a savings account. Don't touch it until you figure out what to invest it in, what to do with it. And we'll get to that in more detail later. Step number 2. And this is funny how the order is, because it's a mindset. You pay you first. That is why it's not in 70, 20, 10. I'm not teaching it that way. I'm not even saying yourself in debt than your house. I didn't teach it that way. It's not presented that way. And that is the importance, most importance. First part is take care of you. Second part, take care of your house. Okay? Where my man at? Where my man? Give me a thumbs up for my man. They know the formula already. The men, take care of your home. But how many of us know we can't take care of our home if we are not mentally there, if we're not financially there? We're not able to do so. So that is why you're first put aside something for you and then come back to the home. Take care of the home. Okay? Happy wife, happy life. You all heard of that? Okay. So 7/10 go towards the household expenses. And third and the final part is 20%, which is 20 cents goes to the debt that you owe. Now, I'm going to show you something really quickly here. What I want you to do is, and keep this in mind, is get ready to write. Okay. So I spent hundreds of dollars studying debt, credit, or clearing your credit, debt to wealth solutions. I spent hundreds of dollars on Dave Ramsey. I went to a training that cost $5,000. And that's the John Camato Debt to Wealth Solution. And what I did was took all of their materials and I put it together and created an awesome system that will help you list out the debt in order of least to greatest, pay it down using Dave Ramsey Debt Snowball to attack the debt, and then combining what I learned. Now, I would teach this series, and I traveled around teaching this. I'm going to show you what I did. Just a piece right here. I'm going to show you what I did, and I'm going to offer this to you as a model for you to follow. Now, 20% of all that we earn goes to paying the debt. What you need to do is list out your debt in order from least to greatest. And what we're going to do to attack the debt is what we call a snowball effect. It's Dave Ramsey's concept. I love it. I teach it. I implement it. I I put it into my personal plans that I create for people. Now, you're going to again list the debt in order, every piece, every debt that you have, recurring, just all your debt in order from least to greatest. And what you're going to do is pay the minimum amount due on everything on that list except for the first item. Whatever that first one is, you're going to throw everything you have at it. Okay. So an example would be I have a credit card that's $500. I don't know. That's the least amount of my debt. Well, what I want you to do to like kickstart your paying off the debt is only from here on out, we're going to pay the minimum on everything under that. Just look at that first one though, that first debt on your list, and look around your house and go sell something. I don't know, your old weight set, go sell your kid's jungle gym, an old bike, and try to get about $200. Let's just say $200, $300. Well, as much money as you could get. Have a yard sale, go Uber. I don't know, whatever it takes. Earn about $200 to $300. And what you're going to do with that first debt, let's just say it's $500, is you're going to pay the minimum amount that is due, which is maybe $50, who knows. And then you're going to also smack on that extra money that you just got from going out and Ubering for a week, or that you got from having a yard sale, or money that is just lying around your house. You're going to put it to use, and you're going to attack the debt with it. And so let's just say you had a yard sale and you earned $300. So now you're going to pay the $300 that you earned plus the minimum amount, which was $50, and you're going to apply it to that first debt. And then in 2 months, you will have it paid off. So now that $500 debt is gone. So guess what? Now we've freed up that $50 minimum that we were paying every month, and we're going to put that onto the minimum amount that we're paying for that next debt. And so now that $50 that I was paying as a minimum is going to be added to that next debt, and that minimum, let's say, was $15, and now I'm paying $65 a month on that, and I'm going to do the same thing, and so on and so forth, and so on and so forth, till I make my way completely all the way down the list. And that's how we're going to get rid of the debt, using the formula 10, 70, 20. 10% is yours to keep. Tuck it away. I'm going to tell you what to do with it in just a little bit. Well, actually, next session. And 70 is what you live on, and then 20 attacks the debt. Simple, right? I promise you, with every dollar you get, every single dollar you get, if you apply this formula, you will thank me. You will thank God for giving this to me so that I can give it to you. It is your free gift to have. Okay. I know it sounds really, really simple. So you do this, and that's the formula. That's the system. That is the framework for you to have a new life. And I guarantee you'll be living a better life. Now, this story gets really exciting and it's such great detail that Dabasar did. Now, I'm going to be honest with you. Tablet 3, he wrote out in great detail because he wanted to be an honorable man. What the responses were from the people who he wrote out all the debt that he owed. And I'm not going to spoil this part. I'll just give you a little bit. He wrote out that he went to his debtors and said, listen, I have a plan to pay you. This is what I can pay you every month. And I will pay you this every month until my debt is paid off. But I vow to you that you will get every cent. And he was met with such resistance. Some people humiliated him. Some people said, is that all you have? Some were understanding. And then their direct responses. He wrote this down 5,000 years ago, and he shared it with us. I want you to read it because it's so relevant today, and it's typical responses that you will receive from people today. And it's mind blowing that there was somebody who went through the exact same thing. We know that there's nothing new under the sun, and that history repeats itself because there's nothing new. And here, 5,000 years after the Babylonian Empire, in the ruins, we find this guy's personal memoirs, okay, where he outlines in detail how he was met with such disrespect. And some people jealous. Well, why am I at the bottom of the list? Why not? Because he was honest and transparent and showed them his list. But he assured them they would get every dime. And then in tablet 4, he says, again, a new moon shines full, which means another month went by. So he's recording and recording and recording for you and I to read today. And he's saying, I feel so great. I'm so amazed. I feel much lighter. I'm not there yet. I haven't arrived, but I'm on my way. And he's expressing his excitement and his belief in how this works, and how his wife, he was able to now take some of the money that he saved and get her some new shoes and a new dress, and how he can hold his head up, because even though he hasn't arrived, he has a plan that he knows will get him there if he stays the course. So again, in tablet 5, he goes into how awesome it is to pay off the last of his debts. And he expresses in great detail. And he says, for truly, if it will enable an ex-slave to pay his debts and have gold in his wallet or purse, will it not aid any man to find independence? And I want to just stop right there because it's absolutely true. Okay. I know that was a whole lot. I want to close with the professor who originally received the tablets so that he can decipher them. He and his wife, who had started out in the beginning that I was telling you about, he and his wife, he expressed, were in trouble. This chapter closes with saying, we put the same system in effect in our house. And he went on to say how awesome and just life-changing it was to he and his wife. And he explained, I followed it to the letter. And now we're out of debt and we're able to hold our head up. And then with the money that we save, we invested it in this and did this with that. And now that money is making money for us. And again, we'll get into that next week. But it's when I tell you guys, this is a financial plan for life. It is life changing. Now I'm giving you the formula. You have the formula. 3 steps. One part is yours to keep, 10%. 70% is what you live on, and 20% is what you pay off those debts using. And then the beautiful part is once you're debt free, once you have no more debt at all, then you take that 20% you were applying toward the debt, put it with that 10% that you had, and you invest. Oh my gosh. And that's what we refer to as your kids, because they're your slave. You make your money your slave and make your money work for you. And then those children, those slaves, will have other kids, which we refer to as your grandkids. And that is a slave to you also. And then you will reap the benefits of those. Oh, you all, next week, we'll get into the details, and I'm going to give you ideas and tips and hustles, little short-term little hustles that you can do to make money. For those of you who have what I refer to as irregular income, I'm going to go over some side hustles that you can implement with little to no money down, and absolutely put this plan into place. So for those of you, don't worry, I got you. If you're saying I don't have income. So at any rate, that is chapter 4 in a nutshell. I'm super excited. Let's go to the comments. I know I haven't been checking those. I appreciate you guys making comments, even on the replay. I absolutely appreciate you doing that. All right, how about it, guys? What was an aha moment for you just in this reading? Just if you didn't get an opportunity to read and just listening to me summarize it and review with you, what is it for you? What did it for you? What was it? Come on, what was it? Aha moment. Don't be shy. And you can also, if you didn't have an aha moment or you don't want to share it, you can just give me some thumbs up. Let me know that you just enjoyed it. I want to know how many can I get a hand raise if you're going to actually implement this with your next resource, money, the next amount of money you get, whether it be a paycheck, somebody giving you money and blessing you, whatever source of income, wherever it comes from. I need you to make a commitment to follow this process. Okay. I need to know that this is going to be life changing for you. I see you. That was awesome. Let's look at that. The formula was a great aha moment. Thank you so much for sharing. Yes, absolutely. Every time you get a single dollar, implement this formula. Implement it. I did it. I did it. I teach this. All right. So that's all the time we have for today. I promised you a giveaway. I promised you a giveaway. So thank you for staying with me. Let me see what I have for you. Okay. Here's what we're going to do. And again, if you're watching it on replay, this isn't for you yet. I got something coming. I got something coming for you. But if you are watching live, I am going to give you let's do 60 minutes. You have 60 minutes, 1 hour. It is 7:36 p.m. Ooh, I'm over. It is 7:36 p.m. You have 1 hour to message me. Message me on Facebook, Jackie Denise. You can find me. Let's see. Let's see if I can put this up here really quickly. Let's see my information. Okay, so my email is jdbreaking, I can't spell, bondage at gmail.com. Now, you can email me. I'm going to allow you to do that. You can message me. You can, you can send me, you can find me on Instagram, Miss Jackie Denise. That's JACKIE DENISE. And that is my name pretty much on every platform. But if you message me within the next 60 minutes, 1 hour, I will give you me. And that's very valuable. I am going to give you my expertise, my training that I went around and people paid, the $5,000 training with a couple of $100 that I did on Dave Ramsey. I'm going to give you my forms. I'm going to give you my time. You get a 1 hour session, and I am a consultant, and my rates are not cheap. So you get 1 hour free, and that's going to be broken up into 2 different sessions. I'm going to meet with you first, the 30 minutes. Actually, we're going to do 3. It'll be a conference call. I'll conference with you. It usually takes about 15 minutes just to see where you are, what your goals are. We'll schedule a 30-minute Zoom call, and you and I will talk. I'll put together an entire budget plan for you. We'll talk about where you are with your credit, how to get you out of debt and rebuild your credit. And this is a bonus. This is not cheap. My services are not cheap. My time is very valuable and expensive, and you're getting it, okay, as a gift if you contact me in 60 minutes. But what I'm going to do is help you. I'm going to help you. We're going to create a budget. We're going to create a plan. We're going to outline it. You're going to stick to it. And in 30 days, you'll get that last 30 minutes where I follow up with you and make sure you're on track. We're going to close out the year. We're going to close out 2021 with a head start on your 2020. Say it with your 2022 will be fabulous. You're going to have me helping you close out the last quarter of the year and changing your life. I know, you get it. So, okay. Anyway, share this with a friend. Please like, subscribe, and hit the notifications button. Okay. This is too good to sit on. We need to help as many of our people as we can. What I need you to do is think about anybody who asks you for some money, or somebody you know is broke, and it's a lifestyle. We can all have times where, we need a little help. Well, actually, no, if you following this, you won't. But if you know somebody who's just in a rut, who just needs a plan, Send this to them. Bless them with this. Okay. All right. I'm at 7, almost 40. So I'm over time. 60 minutes. Time is clicking. Clock is clicking. You get me, all of me, and I'm offering me free. Thank you. Oh man, it didn't end. Oh, that's funny. Let's do it again. Thank you.